Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ash, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where I share trainings, walkthroughs, and insider tips to help travel advisors book smarter and build confidence. And tonight's training is all about the best suppliers for all-inclusive resorts. With so many booking options available, it can be hard to know which suppliers are the best fit, and just for different reasons, for different budgets, for different destinations, for client needs, whatever that is, we are going to cover it tonight. Tonight in general, we're going to compare some of my favorite suppliers, talk about what makes each one unique, and discuss when I choose one supplier over the other. I will also share some of my personal go-to vendors, and I have a gift for you guys. You get to get with you, okay? And the reasons they become some of the staples in my business. Now, if you are live here, please go ahead and let me know by commenting hello in the chat so I can see you. I'm in my studio so I can see everyone. So make sure if you're watching this live to go ahead and comment hello for me. And you know what? While I'm going through these training guys, make sure you guys are just commenting in the chats, giving me your feedback. If you have questions, you can ask them in there. Sometimes I can't see the questions because I leave the studio to go to like Canva or whatever, but I do have mods in place. So if you guys ever have questions or whatever and you're asking in the chat, they can definitely help out with those questions. And if not, I will answer them at the end, or you guys can find me on Facebook and ask me. Oh, also, now on YouTube, you can also send me a message on my channel. So if you guys have questions, there's several ways for us to answer them, but feel free to comment in there, heart this video as I'm going through it. The more you guys interact with my live, the more people come on. So make sure you guys are interacting with the live, starting by commenting hello, yeah? And if you happen to catch this later on a replay, I still want to know that you were here. So make sure you comment replay in the chat so that I know that you stopped by, yeah? So let's go ahead. And before I get started, I want to tell you guys something really, really cool. On Tuesday, first of all, we're going to be doing a Fix It Live. Okay, I'm going to get some social media profiles from the people around me, and we're going to start fixing them. Okay, if you want your social media fixed, if you want an expert to sit down and look at your social media and tell you how to make it better, I want you to give me whatever profile you want, send it to me in a DM. Okay, send me your profiles and I'm going to pull them up live and we're going to walk through. Now, this isn't going to be like one of those, like, I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with it. I'm just going to tell you how to fix it. I'm going to tell you what you need to start posting, what you're posting wrong, whatever that is. Okay, so if you need that, if you need somebody to do it, send me your profiles in a DM on Facebook. If you just go on Facebook and look Ash Knows Travel, you'll find my profile. Send them to me, and then on Tuesday, we're going to be doing that live. Now, I might be pulling you guys to come on live here with me as well. So we'll get into that, but make sure you guys join me for Tuesday because we're going to do a Fix It Live. And then on that Thursday next week, we're going to be doing a live travel Q&A. So if you guys have questions, get them ready now so I can answer all of those questions for you. Yeah. So make sure you guys tune in for next week so you can get those kind of exclusive lives there. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's see. All right. Hello, everyone. Hi. All right, so let's talk about it. Tonight, we are doing something that I think we all kind of need. Like, we get so used to using just one supplier that we tend to just stick to it and don't go outside of it. But tonight, we're going to talk about the best suppliers for all-inclusives, and just, I'm going to give you guys the reasons why I like these suppliers. That's really what it is, because there's so many hidden stuff inside of a supplier. So it's going to kind of open a lot of eyes. But for the most part, what I'm really teaching you guys tonight is how to look for a supplier and what to look inside of that supplier to see if it meets your needs. That's really what I'm going to be teaching you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah. I'm also going to be giving you a gift with everything I'm covering for tonight. So at the end of this, and I'm also going to be doing mini walkthroughs through VAX, Pleasant Holidays, and Vacation Express as well. All right. So let me come over here. Yes. Okay. So first thing that we're covering for tonight, we're going to talk about how you guys need to start selecting these vendors. I feel like this is probably one of the biggest issues that we have is that we just sign up for the ones that they tell us to in new agent orientation and we just leave it at that, right? But you guys have to be very strategic about how you guys pick your suppliers, especially for all-inclusive vacations, okay? A lot of the supplier selections that I choose are going to be based off of these top three things. First of all, client experience. I am looking for the best value for my client. That does not mean I'm looking for the cheapest trip. I'm looking for something that has resort credits or exclusive promotions that they can't find anywhere else. I'm also going to look for things that are included inside of that experience as well for all inclusive. I'm going to look for maybe transfers, maybe VIP support. I'm going to look for something that's really going to wow them when it comes to client experience. Another thing that I'm going to really look for when it comes to my suppliers is the benefits that they have for us. Okay. I want extra commission if we can get it. And I really want something that's easy to book on, also easy to talk to, because sometimes we have issues, right? And we need to be able to connect with the suppliers very quickly. So I also kind of rate my selection based off of any experiences that I've ever had with that vendor. Okay. Then lastly, operational control. This is so important because weird things happen in vacations, okay? Things can just pop up. So I always try to have a vendor that gives me a lot of control, like favorable cancellation policies inside their insurances. I really am a sucker for a good insurance, okay? We need to insure all our trips. And some of our vendors will have insurance tacked into them, but they're not good insurances. So I'm very selective about my insurance policies, okay? And along with that, flexible payment schedules. I need vendors that give me all kinds of options. I need some that will give me deposits. I will give me some that will give me reduced deposits. I need some that let me pay in whole, like whatever that is, okay? The goal here is never simply finding the lowest price. The goal for me is making sure that I deliver the absolute best overall value for my client when it comes to picking my vendors. Now, along with that, okay, I break it down into two individual types. So this is the core supplier landscape. When I first get a booking, here's what I'm looking at. First of all, we have our package multi-vendors. Those are automatically going to be probably some of the best for all-inclusives, right? We've got Vax Vacation Access, Pleasant Holidays, and even Vacation Express. Those are my top three favorites. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? Sorry, I've talked too much this week. I'm losing my voice. But when it comes to the multi-vendors, the reason I like them is because you guys can do seamless air and hotel packaging. You can do aggressive vacation bundles. That's going to be significantly cheaper than Expedia, so we need that. Bundled ground transfers, and they normally have a very broad, like promotional, like resort credit for certain like resorts, etc. So I get a lot of different opportunities using a packaged multi-vendor. Now, the other side to that is going to be direct suppliers, right? Sandals, Beaches, Palace, Hard Rock, Hyatt Inclusive, Excellence, Couples. These are all direct suppliers that we can book with. And if you're booking with them constantly, or clients have already been there and they're going again, a lot of the times they're going to offer things like exclusive loyalty offers, returning guest promotions, direct on-property communication because we book directly with them. That's another thing. Also, highly exclusive direct promos and member pricing. This is something that can really kind of come into play when it comes to where I book, because sometimes the promotions for the direct suppliers are actually going to be better than we are with multi-vendors. And that doesn't mean that one's better than the other. It really could just be the resort itself. It could have a really good promotion at the moment. So we need to have the availability to check both of them, okay? Now, do I check all of them every single time I'm doing a booking? No. But if I'm constantly booking, let's just say sandals, okay? You can technically go on Pleasant Holidays and book sandals. It's on there. I'm 90% sure it's either Vacation Express or no, it's Pleasant Holidays. You can go on there and book Pleasant Holidays. You can book sandals, right? But I'm only going to get a kind of a limited deal. They might have a promotion running at that time, so I might be able to get some kind of promotional resort credit, right? But directly with sandals, I probably have a better chance of getting an exclusive deal that they're running that I wouldn't find somewhere else, right? So you kind of need to leverage it to see which one works better. Now, in that leveraging, okay, I like to kind of compare things. I don't normally ever just compare the price. I want to evaluate the entire ecosystem of what that booking lies, okay? So first of all, we need to obviously first compare the price. That's the first starting part. But then we need to look at the commission. Is that price a lot cheaper? Does that mean I'm getting a lot less commission? Is there a reason for that, right? Next, flight routing and availability. A lot of the times when it comes to our packages, when it comes to the price differences, it's because of the flights. So does one place have better flights than the other? Does one not even include flights? Maybe the other one package does, right? Transfer inclusions, especially when we're booking directly, a lot of them don't include transfers, or if you book on Expedia, it doesn't automatically add a transfer. So I need to see if that package that I'm offering, if it actually does have it, then it's a better offer, right? Just because the price is cheaper doesn't mean that everything's included, so it's a better price. It's probably just cheaper because it has nothing included. So that's why I like to really bring this up, because there's so many different things that we can take a look at, right? Room category, their cancellation policies, maybe that booking that they're doing that's cheaper, it's cheaper because it's non-refundable. So once they book it, that's it. But my booking might have a cancel for any reason, right? Deposit requirements, payment schedule, supplier promotions, resort credits, and destination support. Like, okay, Vacation Access, they use Amstar for their transfers. That's top tier. Amstar, I've called them directly and I've had, hey, I've had a problem, help me. And they will help me directly. They're very, very just like out there. They tell you exactly inside Vax how they're going to pick you up. Like, I love them. Okay. That's just an example, but that's a good reason to book with Vax, right? Okay. And then in general, we're going to compare everything to really basically down to the total client value that's going to give us the best client experience, right? So there's so many different parts that we can look at when it comes to picking the best package. How many of you guys right now, put it in the chat box, how many of you guys right now are just picking because of the price? Like everybody just sees price and then they just freeze, right? Okay, we got to get the lowest price. It's not always about the lowest price. People know that they're going to spend money when they go on vacation. But what they're worried about is the value of what they're spending. If we can make it worth their while, then they'll be willing to pay the price, right? That's exactly what I'm trying to do here. Okay, now continue. Navigating the live supplier portals. So I'm going to do VAC, Pleasant Holidays, and Vacation Express. There's going to be several different things that we can look at inside of here, like the availability, the price, precise flight routing, all of this, okay? But what I want to show you is just kind of hidden things that I like about each supplier that makes it to why I want to book with them, especially the ones that I normally don't cover, like Pleasant Holidays. I'm going to show you guys something about them that a lot of people don't know. Okay, so I'm already logged into them. So let me just go one by one here. So first we have Vax. Everybody uses Vax. I feel like Vax is probably my number one go-to when it comes to first booking all-inclusives. I just naturally go here, right? And then I'll head over to Expedia to see some kind of like package difference to see what they're offering, because that's naturally where everybody runs. So I first go to like Vax and then I do a little price comparison with Expedia. Now inside Vax, it does have multi-vendors, and I'm going to give you a list of the vendors included and what I use them for. But depending on what we're doing, it'll really decide on which vendor we go to in here, right? Apple Vacations is really good for Europe or anywhere in the Caribbean. They tend to be a little bit higher in price, but they have better flights. FunJet is the ultimate go-to for US, Mexico, and to the Caribbean. They have everything, okay? And then it breaks down per like theme park. And then we have Travel Impressions. Travel Impressions is probably my favorite for flights. They have the best flights when it comes to Vax, and they normally have all the nonstop flights that you can't find, okay? Now, Blue Sky Tours is for Hawaii. United Vacations, obviously, is with United. We don't use Southwest. And then we have some other ones down here that we don't really use too often. But United is good. If you find United package in here, then you use United Vacations. Maybe they have a deal, right? And then Blue Sky Tours is everything Hawaii, to be exact, okay? Now, I have all of this, like I said, in a package for you guys later on, so you don't have to remember that. But I want you to understand that there's certain reasons that I go to this vendor. I'm not automatically just using Apple Vacations. I've used this vendor long enough to tell you that FunJet is where it's at. I'm going to go use FunJet for my all-inclusives, okay? Is it still good to have applications? Yeah, because look, right here, Apple Vacations, they're having a $400 off. So that might work in this perspective. But naturally, I do run to FunJet. That's just be honest with you, okay? Now, they have this option here. We do a lot of packages in here because they do the flight and hotel with the deposits, okay? We like them for that. I'm going to tell you another secret about them. If I go like FunJet, a lot of people don't know this. You guys, the reason we really, really like them too is because you can do flights only in here and then add commission and get paid for flights. Did you know that? And also multiple origin of air with a shared hotel, which basically means they can all fly in from different places and meet at the same hotel and still pay for only one booking. They don't have to separate it. A lot of people don't know we can do that. I have a training on how to do that. It's very complicated, but it's a great way to make it to where everybody can fly in on the same reservation and share one room if they need to. Okay. Now we can also do that, and then they have it other ways broken down, etc. Okay. This is for our groups, but for the most part, we stick to flight hotel or flight and hotel plus transfers, right? Now, something else that VAX does that's not very common is also going to be down here where it says multiple destinations. So multiple destinations comes into play when they're both flying in from the same place, but they need to, let's just say they need to go to one destination, then they need to go to another, and then they need to return back somewhere else, right? They can do so inside of VAX. This is the only vendor that I really know that can do this multiple destinations. And that's why we really use them, is for that origin of air where they all fly in from different places, and then because they can go to multiple places in this setting. Okay, this vendor is normally this is all they do. There's not many other vendors that can do this, so that's why it's really an advantage for us, other than the fact that we can take deposits and do payment plans. This is where it's at for VAX. Okay, now did you guys all know that it can do that? A lot of people don't know that. Now, continuing, they have a bunch of good deals. We just talked about this on Tuesday, so you guys can go in there and check out all the deals that they have. They have good education. They have good resources for us. They have a bunch of stuff we can put on social media. They have a whole bunch of things, okay? I do a full walkthrough. If you need that, let me know. But I like VAX because we can do a lot with it. Yes? Next one we have is Pleasant Holidays. Let's go. So Pleasant Holidays is something that you have to be here for 30 days to get access to. So if you're a brand new agent, you have to be here for 30 days before you can sign up. It is inside our travel cafe, so you can go in there and register with them, okay? But Pleasant Holidays is really good for Caribbean, Hawaii, United States. They do Europe, they do Mexico, right? But honestly, typically just stay with the Caribbean, Hawaii, USA kind of area. But they do have other places like Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Canada, etc. They can book all of those too, okay? The reason we like Pleasant Holidays, I'm going to tell you. First of all, they have sometimes really good deals that you can't find anywhere else. And I'm going to show you. Watch this. So you click on deals here. You see this Asia vacation deal, $150 off. This is that Hilton. Australia, Caribbean, $300 off per booking. That's going to save quite a bit of money, right? That's gonna set somebody up. So that's why we like that. Central America has it. Cook Islands, they have the best deals. Europe, like that's one of the main reasons that we use them. Okay, but I'm going to tell you a little bit of secrets. Watch this. This is something that's hidden inside this vendor. If you click on protection plans, you scroll down, they have one of my favorite protection plans ever. Cancel for any reason waiver provided by Pleasant Holidays. Okay. This travel and protection plan includes a non-insurance cancel for any reason waiver that must be purchased at time of booking and cannot be purchased with the future travel credit. Okay. So basically they can cancel for any reason and get credit, or they get cash. But this cancel for any reason is deep, because you will get locked into insurance and then you need to cancel or you need to reschedule, and they'll be like, oh, you got to be in the hospital. You got to have a doctor's note. You got to have a real reason to cancel. You just can't cancel because you want to. This is huge. Okay. Now, did y'all see the part underneath it? I know y'all saw that. I know you saw that. Travel advisor commission protection included. This is something rare for vendors, okay? But the travel advisor commission is protected at no additional fee with both plan options. Did you know that? Did you know that? Okay. Hello. Okay. Y'all can go and read all the details. I ain't got time to read all this, okay? But the reason I'm explaining this to you is because people don't know about that. This is probably one of the best insurances that I've seen. I like this. We like travel protection and commission protection. We love that, right? Now, along with that, they also do some really cool stuff for groups. So I like to use them for all inclusives because they do these points right here and we get to redeem them for personal travel. So anytime I'm booking a group, I definitely check them out to see what kind of group deal they have, because a lot of the times you can come in here and request a quote and then they'll negotiate it all. They'll do everything for you. So you can figure out who's cheaper when it comes to the vendors. I I like them for that. Okay. They also have a lot of add-ons that they do for their groups, and they have different services. So this is like the smaller one, and then they have one that's like a contracted group. Okay. Like they have it all in here. Bonus bookings, earn up to $1,000 for new groups right here. And then they have this one for the bonus booking redemption. That's how you redeem it. So there's benefits. Now, a lot of us just automatically go to Vax and then we just do that, right? But reality is that you could come in here and get maybe up to $1,000. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that we don't know about when it comes to that. And speaking of them for that as well, they do a lot of different stuff. Just for their advisors in general. You guys can figure all of this. They even have a trip program that you get for the points. When you guys do the groups, you can use the trip program and it's going to just double your points. So, okay. And then even have marketing materials for you too. So you guys like ready-made social media posts. So you don't have to just use Vax or just use whatever normal supplier. You guys can check them out too. And they have deals automatically made for you as well. Okay. Now, moving on to the next one. I don't want to do too deep of a dive. I just want you to understand why I picked them to do the all-inclusives, yeah? So the next one I have is for Vacation Express. If you guys were on my training on Tuesday, you would already know I love me some Vacation Express. First of all, they have deals on deals on deals. Whenever I can't find a resort in Vax, I find it in Vacation Express. So I will typically run over there to do the booking. And I will normally go back and forth between Vax and Vacation Express because I book adults only all-inclusives. So those are typically my two vendors. Now, if I'm booking the same thing, like I use Breathless a lot, when I'm booking Breathless a lot, I still log in directly to the supplier, which is Hyatt Inclusive Collection, and I still check the rates to see if it's cheaper on their side or if it's cheaper over here. But a lot of the times when it comes to the packaging, it tends to be cheaper because we're packaging the flights and the hotels together. So that way it's giving them that deal, right? But just because they're not packaging the hotels and flights doesn't mean there's not any deals. If you like scroll down here, let's see. Extended, the celebration continues. Okay, we've extended our 4th of July. Oh, let's talk about those promo codes. So they're still going. They're still hot. So this right here, I just used this and it saved my client so much money and my commission didn't go down. So I was cool with it. Okay, but I just did this for Temptations. So all you need is a hotel booking and it must include one of them. So I did transfers because it automatically adds transfers for it. And then you automatically get $200 off. 4-night, 5-day high Tesla gets $150 off. Perfect for me, right? This is something that I book all the time. If I go over there to Vax and I try to book that same all-inclusive, they're not going to give me that, right? That's why I'm trying to explain to you guys, I check multiple vendors because I'm booking the same things. So sometimes we need to find out somewhere else, right? Like at the top right there, I know you guys just saw that one that said extra 20% commission. Sometimes with certain resorts, we get extra commission, right? Right here. Book more, earn more with Palladium. You get extra 20% commission or $100 for every 3 bookings of 3 nights or more. If you're booking a group at Palladium, this is going to work way better for you than if you were to go on Pleasant Holidays or Vacation Express or Vax, right? That's what I'm saying, okay? They also do non-charter flights and non-stop charter flights from, where's this? This is from Vacation Express, but this is for 2027. And it's, yeah, it says from Cincinnati, Detroit, Pittsburgh to Cancun, okay? You see how these are set up too? There's a lot of stuff that's tacked into this. So they have different types of groups that you can do. They have contracted groups that you can do inside here. They have their own reward program. They also have a fly free program. If you book 5 flights, you get 5 free. And then if you book 5 more, you can earn a companion ticket with additional 5 bookings. Hello, if I'm booking groups, I might as well come in here, right? And then on top of that, they also do something that my heart holds dearly. First of all, they do a price match. Okay, Vax also does a price match. That's very important when they come to you. So does Vacation Express. They have some of the best trip insurance as well. They do a lot of different options, but I don't really ever see the change fee, price drop. They have a price drop guarantee. So if the price drops, so they get a better rate, they get a guaranteed price drop. And then it says right here, commission is based on your current commission level. See, commission is on insurance is only payable after the booking has been paid in full. So if the booking gets paid in full and they cancel after, you can still get paid your commissions. When canceling, your commission is protected. Like, do you guys see this? Max doesn't have this, okay? If they cancel their trip and it's gone. That's it. So that's why I like to show you guys other options, because sometimes you might find, you know what? I like that vacation protection that they offer. I'm just going to book Vacation Express. I don't want to use the other one, right? Okay, that's it. Now, along with that, reduced deposit plan. I love this option. I've done this so many times. Okay. I will have clients that come to me and they're like, I don't have that money to pay up front, but I know I can book it. If you add this, it's $25 per person. Sometimes it's 50 I've seen, but if you add it, it reduces the deposit like in half. So then nobody has to pay that $700-800 per person. That's such a great way to get people to book. Well, they don't even see it. They don't even see the deposit. Like they don't see it. It's in there. Okay. There we go. Okay. You can also hold it for 24 hours and basically it makes it to where they don't change the prices and stuff too. I like it. Okay. I love Vacation Express. They do weddings. And then look at this. I'm going to stop talking about them in a second, but I always show you guys this. See this deals thing? If I just say I'm leaving out of Houston, it makes them the mock bookings for us right here. 5 nights all inclusive with round trip flights from Houston from $1,000. That's a mock booking. You can just screenshot that and post it. And you can change it. Let's say if I want to do Punta Cana instead, it changes the color. Punta Cana. Hello. Okay. Scroll down and it even tells you 2 kids for the price of 1. There's a deal right there, right? Look, you can book this directly on Hyatt Inclusive, but look, it might have a better deal here, right? That's why I like to show you guys. This is Hyatt Inclusive too. $200 instant savings for 4 nights stay. Kids stay, play, and eat free. Okay, right? This is what I want you guys to do. I want you to stop and go, which vendor is going to give me the best experience for my client? Well, if they had kids, it's definitely going to be one of these, right? Okay, now, done doing my little short deep dive on these little vendors here, okay? But I just want you guys to just stop and see, like, why am I using this vendor? What does this vendor have to offer me? That's what I want you to do when you open a vendor next, okay? Now, preferred suppliers by region. You guys can screenshot this. I have it written down for you, but I like to break them down what I really like to use. Vax, Vacation Express, Vax, Pleasant Holidays, or even Direct is best for Mexico. Jamaica, same thing. Those 3 are normally popular. Same for Punta Cana and even Aruba and Caribbean. They typically are the best 3 that I really like for them. Hawaii has really good deals for Pleasant Holidays. Delta Vacations, United Vacations, and then Blue Sky Tours. And then Costa Rica is like Pleasant Holidays, Vacation Express, and Vax. They're typically the same suppliers, right? So you guys either want to use them or go directly, because directly will be really good for you if they have a specific deal direct, right? Continuing. Now, not only do I like to break it down, there's 2 ways to break this down, not only by location, but I also break it down by brand. So I want you guys, if you feel free to screenshot this as well, have it written down, but this is so important because once you really kind of find out who the best suppliers are, it's also going to help you kind of brand which hotels you want to sell, okay? If you're doing luxury adults only, then Secrets, Impression, Zoetry, Altair, Unico, Excellent, and Beloved, those are probably going to be some of your best brands that you can find, right? Luxury Family, Dreams, Finest, Beaches, Moon Palace, Mid-Luxury, which is like halfway there, Hard Rock, Rio. Palace is also another one, Iberostar, Paradise, Majestic, and then lastly, Budget Friendly. I love the budget friendly ones, but you know what? The reason why I like to categorize them like this is because this also kind of helps me choose the suppliers. When I start marketing myself, I market typically the 3 like most resorts that I like the most. And when I'm doing that, I kind of brand it back to my audience. Does that make sense to you guys? Because like when you guys are picking the best all-inclusive suppliers, you guys can book directly with 90% of these right here. Most of them, most of them have their own sites that you guys can book directly on, right? But you guys are marketing them and you're not really sure who you're talking to or where to go when you go to book them. That's exactly why we're doing this training. That's it right there. All right, continue. Diagnostic supplier pairings. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys some like tips, like if I were to get a client scenario, where would I go? Okay. Mexico with airfare, I'm definitely doing Vacation Express or Vax, and I'm going to use FunJet. I love FunJet for Mexico, Caribbean. Those are just my go-tos. Luxury vacations. I like using Pleasant Holidays or Classic Vacations as a good supplier. I have that one listed for you guys. I didn't break it down because Classic is like a hit or miss for me, so I will check both. but they do luxury vacations at Classic Vacations. Family all-inclusive, all things Vax. You can find that all in Vax, right? Hyatt Inclusive Collection, compare directly with Vax. Sandals and Beaches, you can go directly with them or compare it with Pleasant Holidays. A budget Caribbean trip. I'm going to start with Vax inside Funjet. Then I'll kind of dip over to Pleasant Holidays because I got those cheap deals that I showed you with the all-inclusives. And then I'll hop over to Vacation Express if I don't like that. Flexible package comparisons. I do my comparisons between Vax and Vacation Express. Hawaii, Pleasant Holidays. Vax has Blue Sky Tours. That's just directly for Hawaii. Multiple airfare origins. That's automatically going to be Vax. And inside Vax, you can do that on either FunJet or Apple Vacations. I have yet to really see it in Travel Impressions. I don't do it over there. I either do FunJet or Apple, okay? And then if you're really looking for like good resort credits, my favorite suppliers for that is Pleasant Holidays, Vacation Express, and Vax. They have hidden resort credits in there, but you have to scroll down. Like if we come back over here to this one, let's see, it's always right here for Vacation Express. They're deep in here. Let's see, up to 52% off, up to $500 in resort coupons. It's the same thing as credits. They just call it coupons. This is a big deal for people. People love this, okay? This is one of my instant closers because you're going to be paying $1,300, right, for your all-inclusive trip, but you're getting $500 in resort coupons back. So they see this as like as a win. Like you're getting it back somehow because you're going to spend this money regardless while you're at the resort, right? Here's a coupon. That's why they like that. I just letting you know, okay? If that's you and you like to offer that to your client, then try Pleasant Holidays, Vacation Express, or Vax for that, okay? Continuing. All right, now the package advantage. This is something that a lot of you should understand, but a lot of us don't know. So I'm going to break this down. When you guys put the air and the hotel together, okay, the bundled approach is what they call it. It secures a low overall like pricing because it's going to drop it when you bundle it. That happens on Vax. That happens a lot. Sometimes on Vacation Express, and you can kind of see it tacked into Pleasant Holidays. They're not going to show you as much, but it's automatically kind of tacked in because you're combining them, okay? The reason people like this is because they only have to pay one payment. It normally includes transfers. We put them in there. It has a different like promotions because we put in there. Like the other day, I'm gonna give you an example. I was booking on Vacation Express. When I added the airfare, it gave them an airline premium credit. I have no idea why. It was through Delta. It was just on there. And it gave them a premium credit, which dropped the total price. That was just something that was a part of Vacation Express. They don't tell you that, right? But they'll tell you when you go through the booking, oh, he got a credit. Here it is, right? That's what that bundled approach does. And it typically will happen throughout the vendors, right? Along with that, we typically get higher commissions because we have more of an advantage. Since we're lowering the price, we can raise the commissions. And then it just kind of delivers that distinct value to the client. Like we took care of the whole thing, right? Now, if you do this separately, sometimes people do. I myself, well, when I do mock bookings, I just show them the resort. I don't ever add the flights unless I'm already quoting it. I don't ever add flights because we can add flights after. We're worried about booking the room. That's where the money is, right? So you can separate them if you need to. Sometimes it does make more sense. Sometimes it's easier to separate them. Sometimes they don't want to pay the full deposit up front, right? If you go on Vacation Express, you can pay a $50 deposit for your room only and hold it and then pay for your flights later. Sometimes that happens, okay? But if they have unique or complex flights or if they have specific points and they just want to book on their own. So if this happens, okay, and sometimes even the hotels, like if you go direct, you can only book the hotel there, okay? You need to sit down and see what is the best route for my client. If it's something like this, I need to book it separately. If it's something that I can easily bundle, make sure you're bundling it so you can save that money as well, okay? There are different scenarios, but I want you to just kind of understand our primary strategy and why this can't always work and what we can do on the alternate side, okay? Now, along with that, here is the complete booking blueprint. This is how I kind of do my research so you guys can understand. I get the inquiry, I determine where they want to go, and then I start looking at my target suppliers. I compare the base pricing, I compare the promotions, I compare the transfers and the inventory, the category, everything that's included, all the way down to what travel protection is offered. That way I can present the best overall offer. Now, this doesn't take me very long because I've been doing this for quite a bit of time, yeah. But in there, I just kind of look what sticks out. If I'm going over here to Vacation Express and they're not offering me anything, but if I go over to Vax and they're going to give me $1,500 in credits, where am I going? Right? That's what I want you guys to get into a habit to, because when you come to me and you're like, oh, the client didn't book with me. Okay. But did you actually offer them value, or you just try to do the booking for them? Because if you're just doing the booking for them, they can do that on their own. Did you offer all of this in between that we have access to with our vendors? There's a reason they're giving it to us so we can have an advantage. But if you're not using those advantages, you're not going to get any bookings. They can do those on their own, right? That's what I'm pointing to, okay? And that's what kind of brings me back to this. This is really what it ends. After this, I'm just giving you guys the leftover parts, okay? So I'm almost done. But that's the whole reason I'm teaching this, is so that you kind of understand the idea of the client value. When we're adding in the transfers, the insurance, this one's an excursion, another excursion, all of the stuff that's in here. The resort coupons, they cover this. They cover the spa packages. They cover, sometimes they have club upgrades, but they have dinner, special occasions. And then of course we can add in Viator. Like there's so many things that are going to attract them to the package. And a lot of that is tacked into that all-inclusive supplier. You guys just have to figure out which one is going to be the best value for your client. Okay. And I think I kind of showed you guys that today. Like you guys can see the different promotions that we can leverage, right? You saw the spa credits, you saw the free nights, the kids stay free. They have different airfare discounts, stuff like that, right? A lot of agents forget this. A lot of agents forget the discounts, they forget the promotions, and they just try to find the cheapest price. And that's why they can't close on deals, because they're not actually adding any value onto why they should be booked with. That's it. Okay. Now, operational red flags. This is exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys, you check one supplier, you ignore the advantages or multi-component packages, you overlook the promotions, you forget to do transfers. Some of us do that. And then a lot of us ignore the cancellation policies on the travel insurance. They don't seem like a big deal to you. Okay, yeah, I added travel insurance. But when it comes time to use it, that's when you're going to go, ooh, I really should have read that travel insurance before I gave it to them, because they can't even use it, right? Missing out on the advisor commission incentives, or even just rushing the process and booking too quickly because you guys just want to book it. When you guys do that, you're going to sell yourself short, because there's going to be travel advisors like me that you're competing with that are going to take that time to do that little bit of extra research. And that's why we're getting the deals. I promise you, that's what it is. All right. Now, I know I've went over a lot of things today. How long did I spend talking? Oh, okay. I've done a lot worse, I guess. Not bad. And so I want to share with you guys all that I've kind of showed you, and just, I'm really going to break it down more in this guide. The guide is really where it's at, because like, I want you guys to kind of just to break it down so that you understand it. But this is just more something that you need to learn on your own. So I want to show you where to start, and I want to show you the best 3 suppliers that I have. And then I want you to kind of just grow with it. Okay. So if you want this guide that I have here, go ahead and comment supplier for me in the chat to receive it. If you happen to watch this on a replay, I need you to comment underneath the video so I can go in there and give it to you individually. Okay. If you comment in a live replay, I can't see it because it's a replay. So just comment underneath the video for me, okay? But let's go look at it real quick. All right, here it is. Best suppliers for all-inclusive vacations. So I have how I choose it. That way you guys can remember, okay? I also have my go-to starting points. I have all the ones that I normally go to, even down to Exotica. We didn't even really cover Exotica, but they have a lot of packages inside them that are all-inclusive too. And then I have that broken down for you. Vacation Express, where it's at with them, where it's at with Pleasant Holidays, Vax, Exotica, direct booking resorts. So I gave you all the ones that I like to go to for the direct booking, okay? And then even all the way down to how to qualify clients for the best supplier. How does this help the client? Do they need airfare? Do they want non-stop flights? Do they care about flexible cancellation, right? Here is something that you guys can kind of put into your job form, etc. How to look for promotions, what to look for, and then even the things that we forget to compare. This is something kind of big that you're going to kind of want to go through when you're doing your booking, right? Did I compare this? Did I compare that? Because we were talking about this the other day. When your client wants like an upgrade or whatever, but you don't want to like tell them they got to upgrade. Like, let's just say we're doing a Royal Caribbean booking, okay? We go in there and it's like $100 more for the balcony room, but they wanted an ocean view. You best believe, girl, I got you a room upgrade for $100. Look at this ocean view balcony room. $100 more, you get a whole ocean view balcony. Let's go, right? When I promote it like that, it sounds way better than, oh, for $100 more, you can just get an ocean view room. Like, we don't want to promote it that way. You can do the same thing, even with the suppliers and all inclusives. Hey, you know what? For $100 more, I found you a swim up suite. You want that swim up suite, don't you? All right, let's lock that in. That's another $20, $30 of commission for us, okay? That's the difference into providing client value. That would give them a way better trip than that balcony room that I was going to book them, right? That's what I'm talking about, okay? Resort brand cheat sheets, luxury adults based off of your guys' niches. I got you. And then package versus direct in case you forget. And then my booking research process. I went all the way through here, all the way down to supplier bookmark list. These are all my wholesalers, which really aren't wholesalers. I don't know why. Man, let me tell you. They love that word in ChatGPT, but it's actually not a wholesaler. It's technically a multi-vendor, is what I'm going to call it. All right. Resort brands, research. Now, this is something that I covered on Tuesday for the best upgrades, etc. But make sure you guys sign up for this. Travel Weekly and Travel Pulse. Okay, these two will come to your emails and they have all the deals that are inside of these vendors. And it will email to you so you don't have to do all the research. It'll pop up for you. Okay, so get in contact with them. And then supplier portals. What else? We got newsletters, Facebook groups, and then just our promotions that we get from Travel Leaders Network. Okay. But there's a lot of different areas where we can come in there and just tap in for the best suppliers. So make sure you guys are signed up and you're looking at those. Okay. Now, if you want this, let me hook you up. Let me get this. Copy. Let me head over to my studio real quick and I will drop it in the chat. Why am I so far away today? Oh no, I got comfortable today. All right. You guys should all have it in the chat for you. Yes. Okay. And like I said, guys, I know this is kind of, I feel like this is a little short of a training, but I just want to get you started. I just want you to understand how to look for it, what to look for, and you guys will develop your own favorite suppliers. Yeah. Like you might not like all the ones that I picked, but here's some really good ones to get you started. So I hope that all helps. So make sure that you guys, of course, comment, like this video, go on there and actually like the video. Okay. Comment and share this with your teams if they need help booking all inclusives. I'm going to show them some secrets and give them some kind of competitive advantage to them. Yes. And then, of course, make sure you guys join me back on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific for Fix It Live. And if you want your social media fixed, send it to me in a DM so I can fix it for you. Yeah, I love to. And no pressure or anything like that. I'm not going to like sit there and like rake you over the coals. Okay. I just want to help you guys. And the only way I can help you is if I actually walk you through it and not just go, okay, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. No, I want to actually walk you through what we're doing, right? So that is exactly what I will be doing on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. If you want that, send me your profiles to my DM. And if not, hop on and watch me do it. Okay. So other than that, I'm going to head over to my studio now. Well, I'm in my studio now. I can see the chat box, so I'll answer any questions that I have. So if you have questions, comment them in the chat box now so I can answer them. And if not, I will see you guys back on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.